Hey everybody, it's Logan. This is my very first YouTube video ever. I think since freshman, sophomore year of high school. I wanted to create this page to, at first it was going to be kind of like a vlogish type thing for family members and friends that lived in different states. And I kind of wanted to bring them along for my journey through martial arts. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what, I kind of want to do a little bit more than that. So instead of just martial arts, I kind of want to go over my interest and my hobbies that I do, and bring you people along for the ride. So it's not just a family thing. It could be people from all over the frickin' world for all I care. That'd be awesome. So this is my first video, but it's going to be in 3 parts. And in this first part, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about martial arts and why I got into it. The 3 things that I talk about won't necessarily be all in one video in future videos. It could just be about one subject, or maybe the video might be short enough to do 2 subjects, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm just still kind of thinking about it, so I'm still a little bit nervous, so, you know, but I've gotten kind of over a lot of the anxiety from it, so let's get started. I've been a huge fan of martial arts since I was really little. I've actually been in 3 different kinds of martial arts myself, not practicing wise because I've multiple stuff for that, but actually have been in 3 different kind of martial arts, whether it be a studio, an academy, or just something that someone was doing in a building. Now, the reason I want to talk about martial arts is because I've just recently got back into karate, or just, I guess, martial arts in general. This is the first time I've taken karate, and it was the whole reason, like I said, I wanted to do these videos in the first place. I thought it'd be awesome to share the experience with friends and family, and then I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna just throw it out there. So in the segments that I talk about martial arts, and it actually involves my studies in it, I'm probably going to do training videos. I'll take the camera to class. I'll have students and my teacher, hopefully, if they, more than likely they'll let me, they'll have fun with it all the time. Most of the time, I mean, it's just bad puns in there when we talk. But I'd love to get some of their perspectives on the martial arts and questions from them. I think it'd be really cool. So the reason that I wanted to bring up martial arts is because it's been a huge part of my life, even if my family doesn't really know too much about what I do, because we have different schedules. They're mostly gone during the morning and stuff. I'm gone at night. So when I'm here in the morning by myself, I set up like my own little training thing down in the garage or in the main house. I'm out in the loft area. That's why all this stuff's behind me. This is my new room, lofty. It's not even close to being finished yet, so later on in other videos we'll see different stuff everywhere, and I'll have the back room painted, I'll have the garage into my little studio type area to train, so I'm excited about that. But the reason I got into martial arts was because an old buddy of mine, Grant, was in Tang Soo Do, and he got me into martial arts. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. I used to go over to his house and we'd watch a bunch of movies with those guys in it. So it really piqued my interest because he started to get me into it through sparring in his basement, and it was really fun. So I'm like, alright, I'll try it. So my mom enrolled me at a different martial arts school than he was at, and we both took Tang Soo Do. But he was on the upside of town, I was on the downtown area, and I was in it for about 5 to 6 months maybe. I didn't advance at all, but that's okay, because my family was always busy with other stuff going on, so I kind of understood. I mean, I was upset that I was taking out of it, but now from where I am and thinking about it growing up, I understood why they took me out of it. My sisters were in a bunch of other things, and this was just like kind of the only thing I was in, and I'd have to miss practice a lot through the week because of the activities that they would do. Now, I'm not blaming them at all for me being taken out of it, because when I was younger, I didn't have like any focus at all. So the only reason I really wanted to do it was just like punch and kick people. But I think almost every little kid that takes it just wants to punch and kick people. So that's kind of why, you know, looking back on it, I'm okay. And whenever I would focus, it would be on mainly one teacher because we went to the same church together. And he's the one that would tell me, you know, how I'm doing and everything. And it was really good to get his feedback. But I left that. I was in elementary school when this happened, so way long ago. And then going more into it, through middle school, I didn't do any martial arts at all. I really wanted to, but I was in band and I had a lot of band-oriented stuff at school, and it didn't really, you know, leave time for anything. But going from my 8th grade year in middle school to freshman year in high school, I started doing marching band, and doing marching band really took up a lot of my time. But there was a guy that came all the way from New Jersey into Huntington, and he started up his own little like Kung Fu studio set up at my family's coffee shop. Coffee Divine, for those of you who are watching this and live in Huntington and know me, know the coffee shop, when they owned it. And he set up his little like area there. He was at first he was doing a raffle for it, and you could win like free lessons and stuff, but he didn't really set up like a whole, like he didn't hang banners and stuff in the rooms or anything. It was just his own little area where he could. It was a big enough area too for, you know, however many people we had, which I think at the time we had like 6 or 7 maybe, and then him. So for that summer of going from 8th to high school, freshman year in high school, I rarely missed a practice because I wanted to get back into martial arts, and he was doing Kung Fu and I thought it was awesome. We had a lot of fun and it was just one of the coolest experiences of my life. Well, going toward the end of the summer, he told me that he probably wouldn't be able to stay because not a lot of kids could pay for the class, unlike me and maybe 1 or 2 other students. And you know, it was sad because I really didn't want him to go, because the whole reason he was in Huntington, his son lived here, and he was staying with him and everything, and his son would come to class every now and then and help out. So it was really, really cool to meet his family and kind of get a backstory on him. He's trained in different martial arts his whole life, but he really loved Kung Fu because it would calm him. Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and it was just really cool to learn that stuff. And finding out more about these other kids that were in my class that couldn't pay, he found out that they were being bullied, and he didn't want to turn them down. So that opened my eyes a little bit more to being humble and being respectful to somebody. He saw it firsthand of how they got bullied. I came to class a little later that day, and when I got there, a few of the kids that couldn't pay or stuff, like I said, they got bullied pretty bad, were sitting off on the patio, and one of them had a cut on his head. And I asked, you know, the teacher what was going on, and he said that he came out of the building and he looked down the street and there were kids chasing them, and they were throwing rocks, and one of them hit the kid in the head and sliced it open. And so he called the cops and everything. They came, they barely talked to the kids, I guess, I don't know. And so after that, it happened again like a week or 2 later, and he went to the parents' house and no one would answer doors even though he could see them. He was just asked to leave the property, but I mean, the kids got hurt. And so he's like, you know what, I don't even care about money, I want to help these guys. So he would take them under his wing and would just work with them on how to defend themselves. Not punching or kicking, but just defending, and that's what I really respected about it. And before he left, I wasn't able to say goodbye to him because I had marching band practice, and I came to work the next day, and not work, but I came into the coffee shop the next day, and I found out that he left. And before he left, like I said, he had a bunch of stuff. He was doing a raffle type thing, and he left me a pair of size, and they're not out here. Maybe I'll get them some other time. But he left a note in there for me, and it was just saying like, hey, you've been an awesome student. Hope to see you again. And it touched me because I wasn't able to say goodbye to him, but yet he really wanted, he was glad I was in his class. I was glad I was in his class, and it was really, really fun. So that was my experience in Kung Fu. I still remember some of the meditation stuff of it, and I do it in the morning when I wake up early enough. But anyway, past that, going into actually just last year, I really wanted to get back into martial arts. I've been working at where I'm at now for 2.5 years, and I was a really big guy. I weighed close to 300 pounds, and working at where I'm at now really has helped me drop a lot of weight. For those of you who know me and have seen me, I hope you'd say I dropped a lot of weight, because the scale sure shows it. But I really wanted to get back into martial arts because I just wanted to. So I went to a guy that teaches Tang Soo Do at the local YMCA, and I was doing classes there for about 5.5, 6 months, and it was only in the morning. I couldn't do weekends, I couldn't do evenings and stuff because I work second shift, and it just wasn't working out. As much as I loved the classes, I didn't want to drop out because you know, I couldn't take the class. I had to drop out because I was doing it 3 times a week and then 2 times a week, but it was in the mornings, and then we started on 10-hour days, and it was just killing me. Like, I couldn't, there are days that I didn't want to get out of bed because I could barely walk, but I kept pushing myself and pushing myself, and then finally I was like, man, this isn't working out. And it sucks because I really wanted to continue the classes, but you know, there was a time where he said that he was going to do Saturday classes and I could go Saturdays, but as far as I know, they don't do Saturday classes because I guess he has a class every night of like Monday through Friday, so I kind of understood that. So getting into recently the karate that I'm in right now, back at the beginning of February I started karate at Phattie Academy. I love it there. Everyone's hilarious in their own way, and it's really, really, really fun, and I'm looking forward to actually continuing this. I know there's days that I miss. I can only take it on Saturdays because, like I said, I work second shift, and he has a class on Tuesday nights, class on Saturday mornings, and I do Saturday mornings when I can. I've missed a couple classes because of actual stuff that I had to be at, but everyone there is awesome. My teacher, Rob Fettinger, is amazing, and so I wanted to show my family and friends, because I was just going to do little vlogs, just post them on Facebook, but I decided to post it on YouTube and get like everyone else's comments, because I was like, you know what, instead of just doing a few videos, I'm going to do a whole random slew of videos. So one aspect of the vlogs I'm going to do is martial arts, and it's going to show my journey from white belt to black belt, because I'm committed to it. I have great friends that are backing me up. I have family members that are backing me up. I have family members from different states that I haven't seen in years that are backing me up, and I'm really excited to take this journey. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna bring everyone along for the ride. So you can see me either at training, you can see me get a belt, you can see me go on adventures if we ever go to a tournament, because I think that would be awesome. And not only am I going to do that, but with the martial arts part of the show, I wanted to do reviews on martial art movies, old and new. I think it'd be awesome. I want to bring some of my friends that are martial artists onto the show, interview them, maybe have a few of them on for reviews as well, because me and my buddy Nick, who's a black belt in Tang Soo Do, really love martial art movies, and we talk about it like at work all the dang time. So we've been friends since we were in kindergarten, first grade, and so being friends all the way up to now, we're 24, and having the same love for martial arts movies. I'm looking at my collection right now of martial arts movies. I think it'd be really cool to get friends that are in martial arts, bring them on the show, ask them questions, get interviews with them. We'll review movies. We'll even answer questions from YouTube people. Like I said, this is a little later on down the road. I just want to kind of get started, let you know what I wanted to do with this channel. So that's like the main goal of this, because I'm seeing it a little bit into the future, not like a year from now, 2 years from now, just a little bit in the future, a few months from now, where I want to be at and everything. And so I thought it'd be cool to do different things with the martial arts style of the channel, talk about different martial arts, talk about actors, actresses in martial arts, get a variety, have people just send questions, comments, or if you're into martial arts, I think it'd be awesome to have you send in like what you do and everything. I think it'd be cool. So that's the martial arts style from it, and I want to bring you guys along for the ride from this channel, so that's just the first aspect. Now let's move to the next one.